Why does your dog stare at you while you poop like a tiny furry spy? You close the bathroom door, ready for a rare moment of peace. You sit down, scroll through your phone, maybe sigh in relief, and then it happens. That quiet sensation, like a laser on your back. You glance over. 2 brown eyes, unblinking, wide, focused. Your dog is staring at you. It's not pacing, not wagging its tails, just watching you with an intensity that would make a security guard look lazy. You stare back, unsure whether to feel flattered or deeply unsettled. And the question creeps back in for the 100th time. Why does my dog do this? Believe it or not, you're not alone. Dog owners everywhere report the same bathroom surveillance. Some dogs scratch at the door, others quietly nudge it open. And some just sit outside, staring like they've seen things that can't be unseen. But this behavior, as odd as it seems, is actually rooted in instincts, psychology, and the beautiful chaos of dog logic. It's not because they're plotting against you or trying to judge your toilet habits. It's because in their world, there's no such thing as too close. The first thing to understand is that dogs have no concept of privacy. To a human, privacy is sacred. It's the locked door, the do not disturb sign, the personal bubble. To a dog, it's pure nonsense. Dogs are pack animals. They evolved to move, eat, sleep, and survive together. In the wild, no one slinks off alone to relieve themselves in isolation. The group is the unit. Togetherness is safety. Separation is risk. So when you head into a room alone, close the door, and stay there for a suspicious amount of time, your dog interprets that as a break in the social code. You're not just going to the bathroom. You're disappearing. And that means they need to act. Some will scratch at the door to check on you. Others will whimper or bark. And some, the stoic few, will simply sit and stare, like a silent guardian watching over the one they love most. There's a deeper, more primal instinct at play too: protection. In nature, animals are at their most vulnerable when they relieve themselves. They're distracted. They can't run. They can't defend. That's why pack animals often keep lookout for one another during those moments. And even though your dog hasn't had to dodge a predator in its life, that instinct hasn't gone anywhere. When you sit down on the toilet, letting your guard down, your dog reads that as a call to duty. You're exposed. And if that means staring you down while you do your business, so be it. They're willing to take on that job without question. It's loyalty in its weirdest, most uncomfortable form. Beyond instincts, there's the simple truth that dogs are curious, painfully, hilariously, relentlessly curious. You go into a room, you close the door. There are odd sounds, strange smells, the occasional flush. Then you come out like nothing happened. To a dog, this is an unsolved mystery. You're their favorite person, and you're clearly up to something. How could they not want in? Dogs don't want to miss a thing. They follow you into the kitchen, into bed, even into the shower if you let them. So of course they want to know what you're doing in the only room in the house that still has a working lock. There's also a strange sense of fairness involved. Think about how many times you've watched your dog poop. You stand behind them on walks, waiting with a bag, staring like an unpaid poop inspector. You probably even say encouraging things like, "Good girl," or "That's a big one." You've created a shared culture around this act. So when your dog stares at you while you go, maybe it's just leveling the playing field. And don't forget affection. As funny as it sounds, your dog might just want to be near you. The bathroom smells like you strongly. It has your scent, your voice, and usually your presence. Some dogs will lie on the bath mat just to feel close to their human. If they can get a few minutes of quiet bonding time while you're sitting still, that's a win. Of course, not all dogs are content to just stare. Some will bring you toys, try to climb into your lap, or bark impatiently as if to say, "Hurry up, human. We have things to do." For these dogs, the bathroom is less about guarding and more about participation. You're doing something without them, and that simply isn't acceptable. Certain breeds are even more prone to this behavior. Velcro dogs like golden retrievers, French bulldogs, labs, and many smaller companion breeds tend to attach themselves emotionally and physically to their humans. If you move, they move. If you sit, they sit. If you breathe too loudly, they tilt their head in concern. For these dogs, being outside the bathroom while you're inside can feel like rejection. Even a temporary separation feels wrong. so they wait. Not because they enjoy watching, but because being near you is the only place that feels right. It's also possible your dog has learned to associate your bathroom trips with something else entirely. Example, if you tend to feed them, walk them, or give them attention right after using the bathroom, they may begin to anticipate that pattern. Their logic is simple. Human goes in. Something good happens when they come out. That's enough reason to watch and wait. And let's be real, some dogs just have big main character energy. They believe the world revolves around them, and they're here for every scene, including yours. Even the toilet scenes. What matters most is this. Your dog isn't being weird to be weird. It's not judging. It's not offended. It's not silently mocking you, showing loyalty, concern, affection, or sheer curiosity, all packaged in a stare that just happens to occur when you're most exposed. If it truly bothers you, there are ways to gently train your dog to stay outside. Use treats to reward distance. Teach a wait or stay command near the bathroom, and reinforce that your bathroom time doesn't mean abandonment. But maybe, just maybe, you'll find something comforting in it. In a world that often feels disconnected, your dog wants to be close. Always. Even during the weirdest, most human moments. And there's something beautiful about that, if you can get past the awkward eye contact. While some dogs simply stare, others take their devotion to another level. They'll follow you to the bathroom and nudge the door open with their nose. Some will paw at it if it's closed, whining softly like they've been banned from a sacred ceremony. A few will even bring a toy, drop it at your feet while you're seated, and stare expectantly. Because in their mind, you finally stopped moving long enough to play. You may see the bathroom as a break from the world, but to your dog, it's a perfect opportunity to connect. This behavior becomes even more pronounced in dogs that are attention-driven. If your dog has learned that sitting near the bathroom door, or better yet, dramatically waiting outside with a sad face, earns them extra attention, they'll do it again and again. Dogs are smart. They don't need long to figure out which behaviors lead to eye contact, a laugh, or a quick "you're so weird, buddy." And in a home where you're often busy working, cleaning, doing errands, the bathroom might be the only place where your dog knows you'll be still and undistracted. You can't run from them. You can't pretend not to notice them. You can't tell them just a minute while typing an email. You're stuck. They have you. And in their eyes, that's a golden opportunity. Now, let's talk about routines. Dogs thrive on them. They find safety and predictability. If your daily routine involves using the bathroom and then heading to the kitchen to prepare their food, or leashing them up for a walk, your dog might associate the toilet with anticipation. You going in equals something good is coming next. They're not interested in the act itself, they're watching the clock. Even the smallest patterns are meaningful. If every morning you wake up, stumble to the bathroom, and then give them a treat or fresh water, boom, that pattern is locked in. From that point on, your trip to the toilet isn't just a biological function, it's the prelude to reward. They wait not because you're fascinating on the toilet, but because they know what comes next. Dogs are creatures of association. They remember the order of things. They study your rituals and body language constantly. It's part survival, part obsession, and part genuine interest in how you move through the world. Gosh. You, to your dog, are like a living Netflix series. They never get tired of watching, even if some episodes are just you scrolling your phone in the bathroom. And here's another layer most people don't expect. Some dogs see the bathroom itself as a comfort zone. Think about it. It smells like you. It's small, enclosed, and quiet. There's often a bath mat that's soft and inviting. To an anxious or emotionally attached dog, the bathroom is a cozy den, a place of stillness and closeness, where you're not pacing or leaving or talking to other people. In multi-pet homes, especially where competition for your attention exists, the bathroom becomes a rare one-on-one moment. You're alone. They're alone with you. For a dog who wants uninterrupted affection, that's prime time. It's the closest thing they get to a private meeting with their favorite person. But not all dogs are just curious or clingy. Some, believe it or not, are acting out a mirrored behavior they've learned from you. On walks, when they relieve themselves, you often stand close. You watch. You wait. You sometimes even talk to them while they poop. Good boy, all done? It was a big one. From your dog's perspective, going to the bathroom is not a solitary act, it's communal. It's celebrated. And it's a little bit weird that you go into a separate room and shut the door. It doesn't add up. If you're allowed to watch them, Why can't they watch you? After all, you didn't exactly model privacy first. And then there are the Velcro dogs, a term used lovingly for dogs that never want to be more than 3 inches away from you. These dogs imprint hard. They form deep bonds. They do not cope well with closed doors. For them, a bathroom door isn't just a piece of wood. It's a barrier between them and emotional security. They'll cry. They'll scratch. They'll lie down in front of the door like a soldier outside a locked fortress. And when you come out, they act like you've returned from war. The reunion is sweet, dramatic, and slightly over the top. But for your dog, it's genuine. That moment of separation feels big. So they watch. They wait. They survive it. It's easy to see all this as silly or annoying. You just want to poop in peace. But it's worth pausing and recognizing what's actually happening. Your dog is showing loyalty. Doesn't matter how vulnerable, awkward, or frankly disgusting the moment might be. They're there for it. They're present. Most humans can't even get a text back. And here you are being guarded like royalty on the porcelain throne by a creature who thinks the sun rises and sets with your footsteps. If you find it uncomfortable, you can absolutely create boundaries. You're not a bad pet owner for wanting bathroom privacy. Dogs can be trained, gently and patiently, to wait outside the door. You can use commands like wait or place, paired with treats or toys that distract them while you do your business. You can reinforce the idea that separation is okay, that just because a door is closed doesn't mean you're gone forever. And in time, even the most clingy dog will adapt, though they may still stare at the door with mild existential dread every now and then. But if it doesn't bother you, maybe it's okay to let them stay. Maybe it's okay to appreciate the quiet. Absurdity of having a furry companion who insists on accompanying you during the least glamorous parts of your life. Because that's what dogs do. They follow you through everything: messy mornings, boring errands, hard days, late nights. They love without shame. They commit without conditions. Even when you're not your best store when you're on the toilet. And in a strange, unconditional, slightly too close for comfort way, that's kind of beautiful. For some dogs, this behavior becomes a lifelong ritual. They'll never stop following you to the bathroom, never stop staring while you're doing your business, never stop acting like this is the most important mission of the day. And honestly, it kind of is. Dogs don't have many jobs in our modern lives. Not in the way they used to. They're not herding sheep, guarding campfires, or tracking prey. But what they do have is purpose. And for many of them, that purpose is simply this: to be near you. To monitor, observe, and love you at all times, even if you're on the toilet eating chips in your robe. The bathroom has, in many ways, become symbolic of how loyal dogs truly are. Because what other species follows you into a small, smelly room, sits next to your feet, and stares into your soul while you make weird noises, and calls it bonding? This loyalty might be over the top, it might be uncomfortable, but it's real, it's unfiltered. It's built on a sense of connection so pure that it doesn't even pause for modesty or embarrassment. Some people try to find deeper meaning in this behavior. Is it symbolic of the unconditional love we all crave? Is it a reflection of how humans have lost their pack instincts, while dogs have preserved them? Or maybe it's just one of those quirky things that make dogs endlessly fascinating and hilarious. There's even a theory among some dog behaviorists that dogs feel responsible for your safety at all times, even indoors. When you enter a room, especially one where you close the door, they assume something has changed in their job description. They're now on high alert. Maybe you've left the territory. Maybe you're in danger. Maybe you're hiding something. So they go into watch mode, ready to leap into action at the slightest sound or movement. It's instinct. It's duty. Sometimes, yes, it's just boredom. But it's also routine. Dogs, like people, find deep comfort in repeated patterns. If they've been allowed to follow you to the bathroom since they were a puppy, then that behavior becomes normalized. It's part of their day, like breakfast or walks. And if you suddenly change the rules, closing the door, asking them to stay awake, might confuse them or even cause anxiety. Wait, what changed? Am I in trouble? Is this a new rule? Are we okay? The emotional intelligence of dogs is often underestimated. They don't speak, but they read. They read your tone, your posture, your energy, and being near you even in your most unflattering moments is how they stay connected. That proximity is how they monitor your mood, your scent, your rhythms. So yes, when you cry in the bathroom, they'll nuzzle you. When you're sick, they'll lie down next to the tub. And when you're constipated and frustrated with life, they'll offer their silent, slightly too close support like a little four-legged therapist who doesn't charge hourly rates. On a lighter note, there's something comically intimate about this behavior. The bathroom is one of the last sacred spaces we try to protect. We lock it, we defend it, we hang signs on it. And yet our dogs breach that boundary without hesitation because they don't understand why it exists. And maybe that's the lesson. Maybe the idea of privacy isn't as universal as we think. Maybe there's something refreshingly raw about being loved by a creature who doesn't need you to be impressive or clean or socially acceptable to be worth their time. Your dog doesn't care that you're sweaty, half-dressed, or mid-wipe. It cares that you're there, alive, within reach, existing in its world. And yes, sometimes it just wants food. A dog sitting outside the bathroom door might also be timing you. Dogs are famously good at picking up patterns and routines. If every time you go to the bathroom in the morning, you then head to the kitchen and fill their bowl, you're going to start connecting those dots. Soon your trip to the toilet becomes the signal that breakfast is imminent. So they wait. Not out of love or loyalty or mystery, but because they're hungry, and this is step one in the sequence. It doesn't make it less cute, just makes it more dog. Of course, there are exceptions. Not all dogs do this. Some couldn't care less what you're doing in the bathroom. They have their own stuff going on, naps to take, squirrels to watch, couches to conquer, and that's fine too. Every dog has a personality. Some are independent, some are needy. Some are overly dramatic like furry soap opera characters. Some are chill, emotionally well-adjusted little kings and queens who will never stare at you while you poop. But if you do have a dog who insists on joining you, try to embrace it a little. Laugh about it. Snap a photo. Name them Agent Bathroom Shadow and pretend they're working an undercover case. Make peace with the fact that, in your dog's eyes, there is no situation too personal, too weird, or too human to be unworthy of their presence. If you really need that privacy, train for it kindly. Reward them for waiting outside. Give them a chew toy. Use a command like stay or wait. Close the door with calm energy, not guilt or confusion, and reinforce the idea that you'll come back. They'll adapt. They always do. But maybe you'll miss the stare, the intense loyalty, the absurdity of being watched like a national security threat while scrolling TikTok in your pajamas. Because that stare, as strange as it is, comes from a place that's rare in the world. Pure devotion, zero judgment, total love. And yes, a little bit of weirdness. Which, if we're being honest, is exactly what makes dogs the greatest companions of all.